What's up, guys? Welcome back to Just JP. I'm Justin, and today I am listening to Radiohead with the song No Surprises. It's no surprise that I haven't heard a lot of Radiohead in the past. The only album that I've actually listened to was, is it In Rainbows? In Rainbows, I think is the name of the album. I think that was the album that they had released, and they basically said, like, you can pay anything you want for it. So, naturally, that was the album I gravitated towards when it released. In Rainbows, at the time, I wasn't really ready for that kind of music, so I can't say that I appreciated it the way maybe I would now. But I did enjoy overall what I heard from it. Seemed like kind of very experimental kind of rock. I'm not quite sure. Of course, I seriously thank you guys so much for joining me here. It really means a lot to me that you, for whatever reason, you enjoy watching Just JP. So seriously, thank you guys for that. But without further ado, let's just get right into the music. Join me on Twitter. Join me in the comments down below for discussion. And this is Radiohead with No Surprises. That was the saddest lullaby I've ever listened to in my life. And if that was played to put me to sleep as a child, or even now, I would cry my eyes out. That was such an emotional song the whole way through, especially when, if you get into the message, I'll get into that later. But wow, that was one of those quiet, powerful punches to your gut and to your emotions. His voice has this sadness, and I've mentioned this with Steven Wilson on the other video, but his voice absolutely carries this certain emotional weight to it. And I think that's one of the greatest strengths of him as a vocalist. I think it's Tom York, right? Is it York? Yeah, it's York. I think that's one of his strengths as a vocalist, is that he can carry pain and emotions very well through his voice and through his tones. Through his voice and through his tones. And then you have the lullaby sounds. It could be a musical box, a keyboard emulating a musical box, and the guitar tones. It could just be a guitar, actually. But the overall mood that it evokes is just very sad. It's like being in a place of despair. That's kind of what I feel from the whole song. You're in a place of despair no matter what is going on around you. So let me kind of take that that musical consideration into heart with the lyrics. So, a heart that's full up like a landfill, a job that slowly kills you, bruises that won't heal. You look so tired, unhappy. So just from that first part of the verse, a heart that's filled up, it's usually a good thing, right? A full heart is usually a good thing, a positive word or positive phrase. But here it's filled up like a landfill. So yeah, it's filled, but it's filled with trash. Especially if it's inside you, it's something that's perhaps hurting you. A job that slowly kills you, I'm sure that's something a lot of people can relate to, you know? A job that you go to just, to make the bills, make the ends meet, and there's no enjoyment you have, no satisfaction from the job. It's just slowly killing you, and it feels like it. And bruises that won't heal. I'll take the quiet life, a handshake with carbon monoxide. That's absolutely referencing, suicide by carbon monoxide, oftentimes sitting in a car, in a garage. I think it's interesting how it says, I'll take a quiet life. It's almost, from what I'm getting, it's almost like a play on words, not in the sense that he would prefer a quiet life, even though he may. It's not like he wants a quiet life. He's saying, I'll take a quiet life. His life is quiet. He's going to take it. So it's a very sad message, a very sobering message. And even the chorus, no alarms, no surprises. There's no alarms that are going to go off. There's no surprises. You know what you're doing to yourself. And I just think it's very sad. And then even verse 3, after the chorus goes on a little bit, he says, such a pretty house and such a pretty garden. Almost like those last images that he sees, and he doesn't care, it just doesn't matter to him. But, and I love this part so much, but at the ending chorus, there's a refrain that says, no alarms, no surprises, let me out of here. No alarms, no surprises, let me out of here. And I think that's the most important part. I can't remember the exact statistic. People that have, for example, attempted to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. There's an article here, and I'll post it. And I remember that I've read something of this relation. It says here that all 29 people who survived their suicide attempts off San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge have said they regretted the decision as soon as they jumped. And you can find statistics like that in a lot of different places, where as soon as the person has attempted to take their life, they immediately regret it and they wish they didn't do that in the first place. So it's interesting how in the lyrics for No Surprises, we see that at the end. He's saying no alarms, no surprises. He's letting this happen, but in the back of his head, he's panicking. He's basically saying, let me out of here. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I think that's a really interesting way to bring story and theme into a song, especially like this, because it is a very powerful, sobering, depressing to an extent, and sad message. But at the end, there's a little bit of realism to it. And I think that's awesome. I think that's really good songwriting. Because overall, musically and lyrically, it's pretty simple and straightforward. But it's what you do with it and with the themes that you're trying to build that can really make the song, like, elevated and really escalate it. I should have said elevate. And really elevate it to another level. So, story-wise and thematically, I think this song is absolutely amazing. I would not listen to this song. It's just too... It's a little too sad for me. I wouldn't listen to it. I can absolutely appreciate it, and from a listening point of view, but this just is not something I'm going to listen to. I'm just not at that sad, dark place personally in my life. But I do understand how, for this type of song, for the people that are feeling these feelings and feeling this way, this could give you the catharsis and allow you to escape that pain musically. And that's what music is for a lot of people, an escape and a way of dealing with certain pains and certain things in your life. So in that case, tops off to you, Radiohead. Awesome job. Of course, seriously appreciate you guys joining me here. Of course, join me on Twitter. Join me in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. I may not always have something to say, but I like talking to you guys anyway. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.